Oh, well, somebody already did it for me. Well, hello. I'm Charles Lee with the Rho Iota Lambda chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. I'm the wellness coordinator, and we're back for a brand new season of our virtual wellness seminars. And as usual, we have our esteemed brother, Dr. Harold Jones III. He's been a frequent presenter with us for the last couple of years or so. And all of our presentations are on YouTube, so feel free to check out some sessions that you may have missed. And without further delay, I'm going to turn it over to Brother Jones, who's going to talk about adult vaccinations.
Well, good evening, Brother Lee. Again, thank you so much for this invite. You just don't know what it means to me to be a part of this process that you and Rho Iota Lambda are doing. Kudos to you. So this time I decided to bring something that is very dear to every human being, especially older individuals. And if you get to be my age, the ripe age of 70, you definitely want to be aware of the current vaccinations that are suggested for you. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Well, let's take a pause. Let me go back. All right. Brother Lee, what are we doing wrong?
Oh, go down to the bottom.
Yeah, hit that.
Bottom right.
I
So I didn't
hit
bring it up.
that. And
Or slideshow at the top.
it's not
Yeah,
going to the full screen.
yeah. Click slideshow at the top. You see like home, insert, draw, transitions, animations, slideshow. Would they do it?
Wait a minute. I just see the share remote.
Hmm.
That
Yeah.
is
So
different.
the
We
slide,
just got it.
yeah, slideshow at the top is not going to work.
Uh, no.
Hmm.
Let's do this. No, that's just messing things up now. I can't get the full screen.
And down at the bottom, that's not working.
Down at the bottom, I got the screen for
Hmm.
slideshow.
Uh-huh.
And now it's advancing, but it's not giving the full
Oh,
screen.
oh, that's all right.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all right.
Okay. All right. Let's me try one more thing. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead with that. All right. So objectives for the evening. Try and give you a definition, the rationale for vaccines, pros and cons. Then we're going to talk about different types, but the types that we're going to be talking about are primary as our topic and heading is adult vaccinations. Time frame for giving the vaccinations and longevity. Is it required to give monthly, yearly, or one time? And what should I do if I have a quote unquote egg allergy? So the definition that we're going to be working with is the process of stimulating the immune system to recognize and fight harmful germs by introducing weakened or a deadened form of the microorganism. And the vaccination works by mimicking the infection. So you think you're actually having the actual infection that you're trying to prevent, but it's not. It teaches the immune system to recognize this abnormal gene, or what we refer to as an antigen in the body. And then it builds resistance. So each time thereafter the body is exposed to this germ, the body is putting up a brick wall to prevent you from coming down with that infection. So now you're looking at this particular screen. There are roughly about 14 deadly diseases, quite common. The average pediatrician uh, is constantly dealing with all these different types of illnesses in children. But this also travels over to the adult side also. And the ones that you really, really, we want to be concerned with, of course, is influenza, um, which is down at the bottom, pneumococcal disease, hepatitis B, shingles, hepatitis A, and that's pretty much it. Ones that are not on here, we'll talk later. But the key thing, we want to look right here. You see that up to a month of days missed, from school days for the children, tens of thousands of chronic illnesses may cause permanent injuries, and then millions and millions of hospitalizations due to the illnesses. And of course, we can relate to COVID several years ago, thousands of deaths, and then spreading the disease to the vulnerable, most children and older adults. So the pros and cons. Pros, vaccinations are safe. I mean, there's a lot of media hype now, vaccinations causing this problem, that problem, but for the most part, vaccinations are safe. They're tested by FDA for the Drug Administration before release to the public. Even after it's released to the public, vaccination continue to have extensive ongoing testing. And as we all know, preventable diseases such as measles and polio. Now, the cons, of course, is that, at the injection site, you may have redness or soreness in that particular arm that you received the shot. Some people may even develop fever or even seizures. Some may have that allergic reaction, meaning they may even go to the point of the choking, airways cut off, what have you. And then, of course, the media that's just caused more and more problems, causing the fact that you may have fear, from having, this vaccination. Now, the types of vaccination that we're going to be talking about tonight are primarily COVID-19, influenza or the flu, respiratory syncytial virus, RSV, zoster, RSV, pneumococcal, pneumovax, and hepatitis A and B. And we'll just highlight those particular vaccines that primarily focusing on the adult side. So, time frame to give the vaccinations. I mean, you can get the vaccination anytime that you so desire. Flu, primarily, we want to look at September and October. And the flu season begins in October, and the flu season runs from October to mid-spring. Now, just a little comment on that. COVID has already been around. I mean, for this year, for 2025, COVID, there have been numerous cases of COVID. Most people think that we don't have to worry about COVID anymore, but there have been numerous cases already of COVID for 2025, and COVID started having a drastic effect this past summer. So with the drastic outbreak during the summer months, we then will expect another outbreak during the winter months going into the spring months. This is something that, you'll see in maybe a doctor's office or what have you, but it gives the doctor, the nursing staff, a guide, a schedule to go by. Don't want you to even try to read this, but basically just showing you what we look at, in the office, it's time for this shot, that shot, what have you, because it's impossible to memorize all these different vaccinations. Now, the COVID vaccination, COVID-19 is a one shot. Now, of course, you've had, if you have been receiving all of your shots for COVID, you're talking about 4 different shots for COVID. Uh, but one shot, and that depends on the particular strain that's being captured at this time for this particular year. And that's the same for flu. So flu is also one shot, and you get the flu shot once a year. Um, so, and with that once a year, um, you have to also take in considerations individuals who are over 65, that right mature age. You just don't want just a plain flu shot. You want to go with what we call quadriflu, which is a higher dose of the flu vaccine. Because again, for that older individual, we have to look out for that older person and protecting that older person as opposed to that 25-year-old or that 35-year-old. They can handle just the regular flu shot. Now, the only bad part of that is that the high dose flu for the older individual, you have to pay for that. Uh, the regular flu shot, you don't have to pay. Your insurance will cover it, 100%. And sometimes even at the health department, you don't have to pay. You don't even have to worry about having insurance because they will cover that. But definitely the high dose flu, if you ask for it, bad news, you will have to pay for it. But again, like I said, you're older, we have to cover more. Your body's not picking up, reacting as we talked about before with the flu itself. Now, of course, there is the new thing that's on the market, flu mist, and you take it's one dose, it's one shot up the nostril, to each nostril, but that's really for individuals up to their late 40s. So it's best to stay with the injection for the older person, 50, 55, 65, 70, 80 years old. Okay. Hepatitis A and B, primarily, you don't hear too much about hepatitis A and B, but again, it's more that you stay aware of it. These are anywhere from 3 to 4 shots for the, especially hepatitis B. You have to take one shot, come back 30 days later, and then 6 months later for your hepatitis B. Pneumovax. Again, Pneumovax, you're looking at one shot and maybe a booster in 5 years. Now, that again, I have yet to receive the Pneumovax. I'm just a little leery of the Pneumovax, but again, Pneumovax is, as it states, pneumococcal pneumonia. And again, that's for that older, 65 and older. You get the Pneumovax. Pneumovax 23 is once. Now this is I'm gonna jump down to the bottom one, zoster. Zoster, you have to worry about good old-fashioned shingles. And I have some pictures of that will make you say, I don't know, I want to take that shot or not, but I'm gonna show you some pictures that are gonna say, yeah, I need to go ahead and take that. So at 55, we have to start thinking about shingles. And basically, shingles is coming from the varicella or chickenpox virus that's already in the system itself. And let's go back to the RSV or respiratory syncytial virus. Again, this is for us old folks again. It's a shame getting old. But this is basically something that we would compare to the flu. RSV is probably in an older person. It's a much harder disease, harder virus to deal with in an older environment, and you don't want to be. This is a crippling virus. So again, one shot and you're fine. You don't have to worry about that ever again. Now, granted, none of the vaccines that I'm talking about is a guarantee that you will not come down with the infection. Yes, brother Clay.
Hey, good brother. Question for you. Um, the shingles vaccine, how often do you have to get that? I don't believe you mentioned that.
I did not. I did not. I was just checking to see if you were paying attention or you just, you know, drinking that coffee or something that libation. But good question. That's you take one shot and come back 6 months later for your second shot. So it's two shots. Okay. Excellent question. Excellent paying attention. Thank you. All right. Now this is I don't know if you can see it or not, but this is a shingles. And it's, if you can imagine, this is on the right side of your lower side of your body. Now, the thing about, if I could just bring up the pointer, and I think, look at this. Okay, it's high tech. See this? This is your this is just your spine. And the one thing about zoster or shingles, the virus does not cross the spine. It does not cross the dermatomes. And that's what we're looking at. So you're only looking at the dermatomes on the right lower back, may run into your hip. It does not cross the back, nor does it cross into the front. So it does not cross, when it come across in the front of the body, it does not cross the other side of the chest, the other side of the abdomen. So it stops right at the navel or the umbilical cord. Okay. And that's the difference that you'll be able to tell, or the doctor would be able to tell. If you have a rash all over the body, no, 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 it's not shingles. You know, you said, well, doc, it flared up with little blisters, what have you. And that's what the doctor wants to hear, is little blisters that just flare up. But is it all over the body? No. Shingles do not cross the midline, and they follow the dermatomes or the nerves in the system itself. This is bad. Of course it's bad. That's why I want you to see it, and that's why I want you to go ahead and get that vaccination. So this is zoster ophthalmologist, which is basically, it's covering, it's still working. So this is covering the dermatomes on, see, it does not cross over here. It limits itself just to one side. Okay. Now, and then the sad thing about involving the trigeminal nerve, and the trigeminal nerve is, as you see here, is coming down. It's going to affect the nose, and it may also affect the ear, and so also the eye itself. So let's look at the same. Now, this particular individual. See the difference here? It's not a difference just because this is African American compared to Caucasian, but the severity of the infection itself. Here, it has not involved the eye itself, as you saw in this particular individual. He's in bad shape, no question about it. He's in bad shape. Okay. Okay. Now, the things that
Brother
we
Clay has a question.
yes, yes,
One more question. At what age do we get that?
55.
Okay.
You're not old enough yet. What are you about?
No, but
You about 32?
I'm getting close. I don't want to go past the limit though. Woo.
Okay, yeah. Um, okay, and now the other thing about the vaccinations, you know, sometimes it just depends where you get it. Some, you know, it's the cost, you can get good RX or what have you. And sometimes it just depends on where you go. You know, I mean, Walmart, Walgreens, what have you. Even your doctor, a lot of the doctor's offices will give the vaccinations in the office. So it just depends on your primary care physician, or if your primary care physician refers you to one of the pharmacies, drugstores, what have you. Now, the important thing about what I've just given you as far as those dates, those dates that I give you as far as the ages, that goes out the window. Goes, if trying to get across to it just goes out the window on the ages. Because if you have any of these disease processes that you see here, then we have to be concerned about, because cardiovascular disease, obesity, this is morbid obesity with a BMI, basic metabolic index greater than 40. Chronic lung disease, COPD, emphysema, asthma, end-stage renal disease. And the rationale, because of what we're talking about, risk factors, you have to worry about your immune system is not reacting as it is without these risk factors. So your immune system is just not working up to its 100% capability when you have these diseases involved. Now, of course, a resident in a long-term nursing home, there's constantly, germs being passed from one individual, one resident to another. And of course, family members are bringing in the germs to the nursing home. Chronic liver disease. And then, of course, this last one, sickle cell, thalassemia, blood disorders. Again, the immune system is just being attacked. Okay. That is it. I think I kept it close to about 20 minutes or less. You have any questions for me?
Oh, I got comfortable and I got engaged in the presentation. So with the shingles, with the shingles, so you get two shots and they'll last you for the rest of your life.
Yes, yes, yes. And again, um, the key thing to get across
Hmm.
is that like I showed you with those particular pictures, people give any excuse not to get the shot itself, but it's the key thing that you don't want to have this. If you are 70, 75, 80, you do not want to be in the bed with shingles, because again, it pretty much
Hmm.
it's very painful. I mean, it may be draining. The areas may be draining, and like I said, you do not want to do anything. You're a miserable state. Now, when it involves the trigeminal nerve to the face itself, you're talking about an excruciating headache to the point that you're on narcotics to control the pain. So it's not just some mild sores that you have. It's excruciating pain that you have. I came down with shingles about, I guess, maybe 25 years ago. And I was having chest pain. And it came from my back, under
Oh.
my arm, uh, under my left breast, and it stopped midline. Like I said, it follows the dermatome. So it stopped there, but it came across, and I'm saying, my God, I'm having chest pain. Went to my primary care physician next day, and when I looked in the mirror in the bathroom, I saw a couple of spots. I said, oh, shoot, you pretty much made the diagnosis. The nice thing about what I did, of course, and of course, being a clinician, getting in contact with primary care ASAP, we're able to go ahead and start medication to limit the attack itself. So it did not flare out to like the lesions that I showed you in the slide. So quick intervention was able to control the lesions itself. Okay, so key thing take home on is
Hmm.
don't wait, go ahead and get in contact. A lot of times people say,
Hmm.
well, you complain about everything. You complain about everything. It's better to complain than, wait a week later, 2 weeks later, when you got sores all over the body, or you
Hmm.
may be in bed with the flu, what have you.
Hmm.
Okay.
Mr. Jones, I had a question as well.
Yes, yes.
Thank you, sir. So I'm in that 25-year-old age bracket. Is there anything besides the flu shot vaccine that I should be getting at this age, or that I should be looking to around this age?
The only thing, what type of work do you do? Let me ask that question.
I work at a law firm.
Law firm.
Yeah.
I was going to say hepatitis, but again, you're really not being exposed. If you were in that age group and you're working healthcare, what have you, definitely. But no, as long as you're taking care of yourself,
Yes.
you're not punishing yourself with, as young folks do, they love to engage in the libations and this medicinal spirits and smoking. If you're not, doing all those nasty things, no, you're okay. You're okay.
Thank you, sir.
But annual flu exam, annual
Mhm.
flu.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Speaking-
Mr. Jones, go ahead, Mr. Lee, if you have a question.
Oh, no, go ahead. No, go ahead.
All right, Mr. Jones, this is Kevin Thompson. I work as a system administrator for a company that works for has a contract with Medicare. And in my
Yes.
line of work, I do notice that Medicare doesn't actually cover the shingles vaccine.
Yes.
So I heard you speak about, other alternative ways of getting it paid or having it administered. But do you have any ways of have like some assistance for like say my aunts and stuff like that?
No. Now, your aunts, do they have Medicare Plus, Medicare Advantage?
No, right now they have my mom, my aunts, and my uncles. They all have just standard Medicare Part A and Part B in the Medicare drug plan.
Okay. No, I don't. No, I don't. Because you're talking, I thought that would be a question that would be raised. So I looked that up, and you're looking at the possibility from, for the someone else. So you're looking at, for the shingles, you're looking at maybe close to $400 for the RSV, $350. So I really don't have anything to direct you to, because of that.
Mhm.
Okay, thank you.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe finally, I think you talked about you said about the flu mist earlier.
Yes, flu mist
those-
is for primary. The flu mist is primarily for children, but it can be given up to age 49. But see, it's easier to give that flu mist than giving that shot to the children. Children just go berserk when they get needles, what have you. But it's that if you've seen that commercial yet, the little boy asked the little girl, "You had to get a shot." I thought he was from Rhode Island, you had to get a shot. But
Yeah.
again, that's primarily for children, but like I said, you can take it up to 49, but I think I prefer the shot. I
Yeah.
prefer the shot.
Well,
But
again, actually,
definitely older individuals, 65 and older, high dose, high dose, high
Mhm.
dose, high dose.
no. So the flu mist is just as effective as getting a shot, or
Currently the data is suggesting yes, it is.
okay, good. All right. We got any more final questions for Brother Dr. Jones? All right.
Not here.
Okay.
Thank you for the
All right.
Yes, sir.
presentation.
Thank you.
All right.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
would, if you would just give I'm gonna give you an honorary doctor, Dr. Lee, Brother
Oh.
Lee. But if you would give him any suggestions that you would like to talk about, and please let him know. And I'm always available. I call myself retired, but you never retire as a physician, but just let him know, and I'll be more than happy to come back to talk
Yeah.
about anything you want to talk about. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very
Yep.
much.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank you.
so much.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
And next month or next week, we're gonna do something a little different. We're gonna talk about estate planning with Mr. Kevin Fox, and in December we're gonna talk about eating during the holidays. And then we'll start back up in January with a whole brand new season. Thank you all for joining us this evening again. We'll be on YouTube later on, and have a great evening.
All
Thank you
right.
very
Thank you,
much.
sir.
Thank
Have a good
you.
one.
06.